is hot now.
All right, so we are looking at a tornado warning. It's going to continue in effect here until 5 o'clock. And I know you're thinking, wow, where did that come from? Well, pretty quick spin up. We were under a severe thunderstorm warning, including the metro area there. And then now it's just carved out this particular area here that we're seeing in the red. This is where the tornado warning is located, and just for Williamson County, as Dan was showing you just a few moments ago. And this does happen. These storms can quickly fire up like this. And with this, we've got a lot of lightning associated with the storm as it continues to press on towards the east northeast right now. So I know it came rather quickly for you, but we want you to go on and make sure you are in your safe place, and that's going to be the lowest level of your home, putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So just keep that in mind. If you're in the Leapers Fork area, that storm is coming right to you at 4:49, and then continuing over to Franklin at 5:04, Franklin High School around 5:04, and Fieldstone Farms about that time, that same general area. And then over to Hillsborough Acres at 5:05, Bellevue around 5:07, and Centennial High School right around 5:10. If that's the storm continuing on this path, and Dan is tracking it here from where the most likely spot is with that rotation as it moves towards the northeast right now. Checking out our rotation detector, and we're zooming in really close here so we can get an idea of what roads we're talking about, so you will know exactly where this tornado is located. You see the Beasley Crossroads area. There is 840 right through there, Pinewood Road over to Garrison Road, Bending Chestnut Road. If those sound familiar to you, if that is your area, you definitely need to be hunkered down in that safe place right now. And you can see it is making a beeline there towards Leapers Fork and right around Traceview within just a few moments. We're looking at another way of detecting where this rotation is, and this is showing us winds that are blowing towards the radar site and away from the radar site in a very close vicinity here. And again, that is showing that same general area where we do believe we have perhaps a tornado. We know that we've got some rotation going on with the storm. This is a radar indicated warning, so we want to make sure that we are definitely taking those precautions that we need to make ourselves as safe as possible here in Williamson County as the storm is continuing to move on toward the northeast right now. Dan?
All right, Lisa, we're just, pardon me, looking at debris detector because sometimes you can actually see the elements that a tornado would have lofted in the air, whether it's shingles or branches or something like that. And we're looking for cool colors. So we're looking for blues and maybe some greens and yellows, but we're not seeing that. So that's good. That's a good sign because that does not look overly impressive from that perspective from debris detector, but still the rotation's still very stout. And you can see just to the east of 840 now. So it's crossing 840. It looks like rotation about 55 miles an hour and a distance from Leapers Fork. So from the center of this rotation, 5 miles. So it's quickly closing in. And so we go back to 4-1 real-time radar. You can see that sweep coming out of Nolensville. And so that's where our radar sits at News 4. And it's getting a bird's eye view of this thing. You can really see it coming on in. It couldn't be a better view of what's happening there. And this is why we encourage you to watch News 4 for moments like this in weather. And so this is Mac Hatcher. If you're familiar with the downtown Franklin, Hillsborough, and then we've got Franklin Road, Mac Hatcher right here. And it looks like on this trajectory, if the rotation's back and through here, it could go right in that general area toward Cool Springs. So we've got a lot to watch in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Now, outside of the tornado warning, notice this parent cell has triggered a severe thunderstorm warning, and that does include Davidson County. That's why you may see that on the TV screen from time to time. Davidson County, a good chunk of Williamson, back into the, say, southeasternmost part of Dixon County, and the northeastern part of Hickman County. You all have a severe thunderstorm warning, but clearly from what we're seeing here, the storm is getting out of Dixon County and getting out of Hickman County. So Dixon and Hickman County, there's no more severe weather for you. It's just the Weather Service is sort of bogged down right here, and they're tracking the potential tornado as opposed to worrying about canceling things. So I just want to let you know in Dixon and Hickman County, you can just rest at ease. So there's Leapers Fork, and it looks like the little bend in the storm that we track where we talk about, hey, do we have a little inflow? Some little area that's bending, showing a little indentation in the storm, showing signs that there's some warm and moist air feeding this thing and starting to get it to rotate. Well, it's around Leapers Fork right now. Let's go back to that rotation detector. And rotation is almost right on top of Leapers Fork, right in that area. So there's, looks like the Natchez Trace. So this is pretty much on top of the Natchez Trace. Let me move it up so you can see that right in through here. So here's the Natchez Trace, and there's a rotation. We just got a new picture right on the west side of Leapers Fork. And so Leapers Fork, if there is a tornado, it is in your area right now. And so we just implore you to be in that safe spot. When we talk about the safe spot, let's see if we can pull up these helpful tips, because these are just, we don't use them all the time. We use them from time to time. And it shows you've got to do this now. Get to the lowest interior room in Franklin and Leapers Fork. Protect your head from flying debris. Use pillows, blankets, and a helmet. And abandon a car or mobile home. Those are never good places to be in a tornado, because these things can come in and actually cause those things to sort of flip. But we're talking about Williamson County, the central and western part of the county. Tornado warning remains in effect. Now the storm is really getting into the Leapers Fork area. So the heaviest rain is on the western side of that county, or western side of that town, right in through here. And so you can see right through downtown Leapers Fork, western side, the rain is really starting to pick up. And that's where we have that indentation and that potential developing tornado. Let's go back to that rotation. There it is right there. So let's actually street spot for you. And Elisa, just speak up when you're ready again. Wilkins Branch Road, Pinewood Road, Carl Road, South Hall Road, Blazer Road, not far from Boyd Mill Estates. So if you live in Franklin, you know of that place. River Club Estates, Indian Springs, Magnolia Place, Bingham, just west of there, right over Leapers Fork. Coming on in. Lisa?
Camera view outside that we can take a look at, and we are looking southward as we've got that storm there in the distance, and we are seeing certainly some very dark clouds. This is I-65 at Moore's Lane that you can see here. And we are sitting, of course, some folks down there. We're going to be having another live shot coming up here in just a few moments of this storm. But you can see it there in the distance, that ridge that is so indicative of right there in Williamson County. We are looking at this storm showing once again that little notch that we're seeing here. This is Leapers Fork. And of course, we've been tracking the storm as it's moving towards the northeast right now. And reiterating, we're tracking with our forewarned live radar. So you're going to get a more up-to-date image right here on News 4 as that sweep comes across. Now, this storm is tracking northeastward right now. Our warning in effect until 5 o'clock. What we're looking at now are some of our storm threats and indicating the possibility that we've certainly got some hail possibilities in this storm, rather on the small side. Plenty of rain with the storm as well, which also reminds us that you don't want to go out looking for this storm to see if you can see that funnel cloud. We've got a lot of rain, so this storm is going to be wrapped in rain. You're not going to be easily able to detect a funnel as the storm is approaching you. So let's go on and make sure that we're taking those precautions. Make sure you're in your storm shelter if you have one. If not, in the safest place that you've got right there in your home. This is our rotation detector. And again, it's the greens and the reds that show us winds blowing toward the radar site and away from the radar site. So that's telling us we've got some rotation right in this area. The question is it reaching the ground? So we want to take the precautions to make sure we are ready in case that storm is touching down. There's Franklin right through there that Dan has circled. So heads up, folks, in Franklin as the storm is moving towards the northeast and really at this point making a beeline towards you. Pretty broad system that we're seeing right through here, and most likely that we could be seeing a tornado on the ground here. Not confirmation on that, but certainly the rotation is there as this storm is continuing to move towards the east, and got a real nice view there from Trace View over to Leapers Fork, where the storm is continuing to make its way towards the northeast right now. A lot of rain Dan was talking about. I know that some of you are saying, okay, what's going on elsewhere? We've got Williamson County right here with the tornado warning, but do want you to know that you're still under severe thunderstorm warning through Davidson County with quite a lightning show here as well. And these storms extend all the way up into the Tennessee and Kentucky line right now. Nothing severe for you here. You're likely seeing some gusty winds, and no doubt you have a lot of lightning right there around Ashland City as that storm is going to be headed to Hendersonville and also into Madison. So no warning out for you, but you do have some very active weather that's going to be coming your way. It'll get your attention. You hear those rumbles of thunder and see that lightning show. Same goes here in Murray County and continuing right on over, really heading towards Bedford County and Rutherford County as this is lifting up towards the east northeast. You've got some stormy weather coming your way already. Some of the stronger storms right there in southern sections of Rutherford County and down toward Tullahoma. We have some very active weather as well, heavy downpours for you. But we want to regroup here and show you this is the tornado warning in effect for Williamson County until 5 o'clock right now. And we'll take a look at some of our detectors again here in a second. A lot of lightning with this storm right now. And we see this latest shift is right over the Leapers Forks area. If you are in Leapers Fork, please make sure that you are in your safe place as this storm is going to be moving your way. Now, these winds are not looking as high as we had a few moments ago, about 45-mile-per-hour winds, but it is moving towards the northeast, headed towards South Hall and also Rolling Meadows and Boyd Mill Estates right through that general area as the storm is on Leapers Fork, continuing to lift towards the northeast. That's just telling us where the most likely spot is if we do have a tornado. It is located right there on top of you in Williamson County, moving toward the northeast. Dan?
Lisa, it's interesting to watch this thing for the last 45 minutes. So we were on TV at 4 o'clock straight up, and then to see how this has evolved. So we're going to go back 45 minutes, and you can see how there was actually a little notch back in Hickman County north of Centerville. So let me draw that for you here. You can see the inflow right in through here. Very well-defined notch. And watch how that holds on into western Williamson. That's what prompted the tornado warning right there. You can see it really get wrapped up. It looks like a little comma. And so there may have been a brief touchdown west of 840. But then as it's gotten into Leapers Fork, what we've seen happen, and there's a little chat on the little discussion here with the Weather Service and some of the local broadcasters, and what they're seeing at the Weather Service, and I agree completely, is that the collapsing winds are starting to prevail and are starting to sort of take over the storm and cancel out the strong inflow. So that's why what Lisa just pointed out a moment ago is that the rotation looks less impressive as it did before. And so you can see, if you remember, probably 10 minutes ago, I said it was up around 70, and now it's about 43 miles an hour of rotation. So things are looking more favorable. For the time being, we still have the tornado warning, so you're not in the all clear, but this is the sign we want to see as this closes in on downtown Franklin. Closes in pretty quickly as it's moving to the east-northeast at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. It looks like the tornado warning has been trimmed, or is this a new one, Lisa?
It does look like that we're seeing some changes going on with that tornado warning right there as the storm is moving off to the east-northeast, about 55 miles per hour. Take a look over at, just kind of dive down into this area and check out where we're seeing Leapers Fork and then moving off towards the east-northeast here. We're definitely looking at this spot, but also around Thompson Station. We want to certainly show you that this tail end of this storm is going to be swinging your direction as well. So you're just right on the line of that warning too, folks there who are in Thompson Station. But looks like you're right, Dan, and we're not seeing as large an area as we had just a few moments ago. So kind of honing in on a smaller area that likely would be impacted by this potential tornado as it moves towards the east-northeast right now, by 35 miles per hour. Let's get a brand new track on this and show you some of those communities that it will be headed to. Over to South Hall at 450, Franklin High School, and downtown Franklin around 455, and right on over to Franklin High School around 455 as well. And continuing to the Philstone Farm community, huge community here, and you know that well if you're there in Williamson County. 456 over to Hillsborough Acres, 456 and 458 to Berry's Chapel, and over the high school there at Centennial High School at 5 o'clock, and to Grassland community at that time. Cool Springs, a very populated area at 502, and to Brentwood High School around 506 as this storm moves towards the east-northeast. A lot of lightning with it, and even outside of a tornado, we would have some very strong winds with this storm and heavy downpours. So just that reminder again, please don't go out looking for this particular storm. You want to make sure that you are watching, of course, listening to us, because it's going to be a rain-wrapped storm and you're not going to be able to see it. And News 4's Kelly Sutton is also on the phone. And Kelly, you are down in this area. Could you give us an idea of what you're seeing there?
Absolutely. Well, we've got a lot of rain coming down right now. We just saw some lightning strikes, and you can hear it really rumbling outside. Also, it's just that feeling where you can feel the pressure is changing outside a little bit. We're in our safe spot, but we do have a basement where we can see out and see what's happening. The wind really hasn't been kicking up. It's pretty still right now, but we're still seeing a lot of the heavy rain coming through. And like I said, a lot of lightning is really starting to fire up around here. Earlier, just seemed a little bit overcast, but now I think things are starting to get a little bit more intense as we're heading out. But when you tell us to go to our safe space, that's exactly where we went. So we are in the basement, and hopefully we're going to ride this storm out. We're over in the grassland area, and I heard you say earlier around 5 o'clock, so we still have a little while. We're going to stay right here and hopefully keep you up to date on what's going on this side.
Okay, well, Kelly, we certainly appreciate that report. And just to reiterate, Kelly, you're in your safe spot, right? She did say she was in her safe spot.
She
All right,
did,
over
yeah.
in the
She's in her
grassland area.
basement.
We just want folks to know that she's taking those precautions right now. So we're still tracking this storm. The rotation signature is starting to weaken a little bit, as we were talking about just a few moments ago, and Dan was drawing on how the winds are sort of winning out here and weakening somewhat from what it was a little bit while ago. We don't see that extreme signature that we had just a few moments ago, still there, but certainly not as strong as it was a few moments ago. But this shows us the rotation potential with the storm. It is still headed towards the Franklin area, and our warning still remains in effect for 10 more minutes. So we want to hang in there, hang into that safe spot until this storm has passed us by. And hang with us there in Leapers Fort, because you're about to be in the clear, but not just yet. Folks over in Fairview, the storm has passed you by, so no worries for you. It's staying to the south of you at this point. But here are some of the locations that are out ahead of this. You can just point to some of these here. Rolling Meadows and also the South Hall community, right on up to your Magnolia Place. You can see here, and some of the roads specifically. We are looking at Coleman Road, Lula Lane, also Carter's Creek Pike, and also looking there at 246. So watch out if you're in those areas. Stay in that safe place. This storm is on out of the way. Hillview Lane is another area where it's going to just roll right over you, this storm, as it's moving towards the east-northeast. About 35 miles per hour is the speed that we're seeing. Folks there in Tracewood and Traceview and Leapers Fort, kind of right in the middle of the storm, and it is coming very close to you in Franklin. So please make sure you're in your safest place that you can be. We do have one of our camera crews out driving, and they are here making their way by the Adventure Science Center and headed down south on 65. And we'll see from their perspective those darker clouds that are in the distance. Of course, they're getting the rain, as you would anticipate, on the south side of that system, or really south side of Nashville, headed into the thick of the storm, which is down in Williamson County. So haven't made it to Williamson County just yet, but I know they'll be staying a safe distance from the storm itself. Here again is our severe thunderstorm warning. A big chunk of Davidson County included in that part of the warning. It is going to be headed over here to Wilson County, crossing the river and headed to Mount Juliet. So this part of the storm is going to produce some very gusty winds, also some lightning. You're going to get some very heavy downpours in here too. And then it's the south part of the storm right in this area where our tornado warning does remain in effect. Both are in effect until 5 o'clock this evening. So as the storm moves on across, just make sure you're staying right where you are, staying in your safe spot until the storm does pass on by you at this point. And it is just now making its way into South Hall and seeing even less of that signature than we did just a few moments ago. And also the winds are down as well on our estimation by our radar. But as we take a look with that live sweep, we are definitely going to see a more updated picture. We're going to show you that in just a second, but we do want to check with the Williamson County Emergency Manager standing by. Could you give us an idea of what you are seeing there?
Hi, this is Hannah with Williamson County Emergency Management. Right now, we're just monitoring. Currently, the tornado warning area is actually affecting where we are here in the Public Safety Center. So we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And again, it's making sure that we're in an enclosed space. So if you are in the tornado warning area, we're just continuing to reiterate right now, if you're in that path, to make sure that you're inside of an enclosed space, you're not outside. If you can and you are in your vehicle, either try to pull over or go into a building or a structure if you can. But again, we're not seeing any impacts as of right now. We're continuing to monitor those. If we do begin to do that, we'll make sure to report those out. But for now, since we're still in that tornado warning area, we're just trying to reiterate that, again, if you are in the path of this storm, make sure to seek shelter now.
Okay, thank you so much, Hannah. We appreciate you. We'll be getting back in touch with you as this storm moves on through, and of course, if you can let us know if we have any damage from that. That is from Williamson County Emergency Management, Hannah Bleem. Now, we are getting word that the tornado warning is going to be canceled here for Williamson County. We were just telling you how things were weakening tremendously. Still a severe thunderstorm warning, though, for the county and also for parts of Davidson County, as well as this storm is moving towards the east. Of course, Dan and I are going to stay right here with the latest on the storm as it is moving across and give you any new information that comes about. So it's okay at this point to come on out of your safe spot if you're there in southern Williamson County, as it looks like this has dropped below the limits for producing a tornado at this point. So that is good news. Dan?
All right, Lisa. So just as Lisa said, stay plugged into News 4 with the News 4 app, and as we'll continue to cover this right through the 5 o'clock news. Before we go back to the anchors here, I do want to point something out, and that is that on the south side of Franklin, are we going to go to commercial break? Well, we'll catch this coming back. But on the south side of Franklin, there could be a developing area that we'll have to watch in the next, say, 15 minutes, and we'll have more on that coming up in just a bit. All right, let's now go to commercial break.
This portion of News 4, presented by Electronic Express. We make it happen. Any station can claim they're the most accurate, but only News 4 has the seal to prove it. After researching every forecast from every local station, WeatherRate awarded our team its most accurate seal of approval because News 4 gets it right. More than anyone. Don't risk your family's safety. Trust Middle Tennessee's most accurate weather team. The Forewarned Weather Team is working for you. Only on News 4 Nashville.
Are the gutters on your home overflowing? I bet you haven't even looked. Overflowing rain gutters can lead to very expensive damage to your home. Go on, take a look. If you have an issue, don't repair. Call Gutter Helmet for a permanent solution.
From our miles of sugar white sand and Emerald Gulf waters to our picture-perfect blend of arts, history, and charm, folks have always come to our shores to escape, refresh, and recharge. It may take some time before you can get back to fully enjoying Pensacola's many experiences. We long for the days just like you do, and when the time comes, we'll be here. So until we see you again, please take care of one another. In the meantime, we'll save you a spot in the sand.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call. Summer may be coming to a close, but there's still time to make memories in a cabin loaded with connected tech and in-drive entertainment. Enjoy non-stop routes to summer in a new Nissan.
And don't miss the last of the 2020 models at the Nissan Bottom Line Sales Event. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 14 models, or save up to $72.67 on select models.
John has been recognized for his excellence in injury litigation, from Best of the Bar to Lawyer of the Year awards. He's educated other lawyers by writing books on best trial practices in injury law. He's given more than 300 lectures at legal seminars and conferences across 16 states. He truly wants injury victims to understand their rights and the litigation process. If you've been injured and you have questions, we have the answers, and we're happy to talk to you for free. Give us a call.
Clogged gutters? Don't be fooled by high-pressure sales tactics from other guard or filter companies. Gutter Helmet installs over your existing gutters and is engineered for what matters most, water and debris management. There's only one Gutter Helmet. Call for a free estimate.
News 4 Nashville starts now with this forewarned weather alert.
If you're just joining us, storms moving through Nashville right now, gusty winds, rain, lightning. We just had a tornado warning expire moments ago.
your flash is on and on. It shouldn't be driving.
Not only are we dealing with the fact that our buildings are damaged due to tornadoes from March 3rd, we have trouble with management trying to get them to do anything.
What
about the weather. He's a little late for the party. About the president's election opponent, Joe Biden said the nation is at a turning point right now. Today, sat down with Vice President Joe Biden for a socially distanced conversation, talking about how they think the country appreciate it, man. One other thing of note from the president today, now released his tax returns.
Virginia, the corn was real good this year.
Watching out.
All right, Dixon, now these storms started in western portions of Middle Tennessee.
I think my brain's wet.
Yeah?
On top of that, several flood advisories. That means flooding could be happening in any of these areas. Big Sandy Canyon area. Headed down to portions of Lawrence County, like Lawrenceburg and Meadow. Big flood advisories. Now here's the weather map. 15 minutes or so, so 5:30. Rutherford County, Operation Road. 7 o'clock tonight toward the Cumberland Plateau, and then that way it moves out through the overnight. Additional showers and thunderstorms will run through, and it will be off and on rain and storms tomorrow. So it's not going to rain all day. This is midday spotty showers and storms once again. Very humid. Temperatures in the upper 80s as we get toward late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Notice some stronger cells out there. There could be more severe weather. We've got a level 1 threat for severe storms. The main concern again, gusty, damaging winds. Lisa.
And this is the trend for this week. See these showers, these thunderstorms. It is extremely muggy, a lot of moisture in the air. 76 for that dew point. 81 is our current temperature. But you can see the cool down a little bit just because we have had all this rain across the area. But just to let you know, our atmosphere is very moist right
We
now.
got hard rain up there too. We just get out of it and go right back in
We
it.
could pick up, as you can see, by the time we get to Friday, a half inch to even 2 inches in many locations. So we are continuing with our severe outlook for tonight. A forward weather alert has been issued, and that is not only for today, but also we've issued that again for tomorrow. We'll be getting that red banner up there as we're looking at the potential of more strong, maybe even severe storms as well. Afternoon highs in the upper 80s again on Thursday, and then we do think this will start to diminish by Friday, and that's going to set us up for a fantastic weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. We'll look for some isolated storms on Monday and Tuesday of next week with afternoon highs in the 80s. Keep you updated right here on News Forward.
All right. Should be kind of behind it. It's kind of what they're saying, or what the timing she was giving. We're behind it now. Look at that. There's a lot of wrecks on this road when it rains because people don't pay attention to the Hello.
Hey, I just sent Ryan an email. Head up to Franklin. There's a bunch of traffic lights out around Carruthers Parkway.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.